chutzpah on a level that the Greeks had a word for hubris, to tell us that claims that this was not an honestly held election in certain states is beyond the pale. Such people are anti-democracy. Such people are undermining America. But for 3 years, including a special prosecutor to keep the country's attention riveted on an event that never took place and which, by definition, cast aspersion on the results of the 2016 election, that was fine. Everything goes down the memory hole. Things aren't recalled when they are inconvenient to the dominant powers of a society, if the powers are corrupt, and they are. So, that's a point that is worth noting, would you say? If you have intellectual honesty, whatever your politics, you have to acknowledge that for 3 years it was okay to cast aspersions on the 2016 election, to spend tens of millions of dollars, to have people in the Democratic Party tell us that they can assure us, like Adam Schiff, who lies with such ease that you can almost envy him. It is pathologic, in my opinion, the ease. I always wonder about such people. Do they have a voice in them that says, this is not true? He has information that will show, he has been briefed, he has information that will show that there was collusion. It was 100% false. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a little teeny eensy beensy lie. It was a giant 100% whopper. But it doesn't matter because the press goes along with that. So and then it becomes, think about it, it becomes treasonous to say perhaps the election was not fair, was not conducted fairly. That becomes sedition, insurrection, and every other word that they can come up with on the left to besmirch the questioning of the tallies. I have held from the beginning, I am agnostic. I don't know. And I continue to hold that position. The Democrats have done nothing to prove to me it was legit. There is no doubt in anyone's mind, none, left, right, or center, that if the Democrats could cheat, they would. And I'll tell you why. As I've said often, they have a moral defense. It is okay to cheat in an election if you believe that you are preventing a racist, white supremacist, fascist dictator from being elected. I would. I keep repeating that. If I believed that it was in my hands to determine whether a neo-Hitler-esque character would come to power or not, I would cheat. They can't have it both ways. They can't tell us the evil that he embodies, the threat to democracy that he embodies, the threat to the society that his election would embody, and then say, oh, but we are absolutely committed to a fair election. What? The anomalies are something that are worthy of intellectual and moral respect. I would like answers to them. I've said I'm agnostic from the beginning. One of the reasons that I am agnostic as opposed to I don't believe that there was fraud, in other words, think the claims of cheating are overwrought, is that the reactions of the Democrats and their media. The media are as committed to the Democrats as the Soviet media were committed to the Communist Party. It's party. New York Times is a party paper. Pravda was a party paper. That's what we've come to. Their reaction, their hysterical reaction to the charge, rather than saying, you know, for the sake of the country, let us allow an investigation and we will present our evidence. Instead, any suggestion that it be explored is regarded as seditious. That makes me think that they are afraid of an exploration. I would want things to be open. I would want those Americans open to reason who feel that may have not been honest to be shown, look, it really was honest. I have said from the beginning, I hope that Joe Biden won honestly. I am as afraid as I am of a left-wing takeover of the Senate, House, and presidency. I am even more afraid of an election that was won dishonestly. Then there is no hope but that this country goes down the road of a Venezuela. The very hysteria of the reaction to I don't believe the election suggests to me that there might have been something awry. I don't know. I give you my word. I don't know. But the notion that a person who says that they don't believe the results is anti-democratic, that's not a fair charge against such a person. The anomalies are remarkable. One has to admit. There are 19 bellwether counties that determine every election. 18 of them were won by the president. The president gained, or the Republican Party gained, in the House of Representatives. The president had the largest, the anomaly of having won way more votes than in his first term and losing. I don't believe that happened in 150 years. These may all be honest anomalies. But you can't just dismiss people who say that when so few votes are given to Donald Trump in any given state when he is winning that state. And then there's this dramatic turnaround with 90% of the votes in the next batch going to the Democrats. You are not anti-American and seditious if you ask these questions. I accept that Joe Biden is my president, and I ask these questions.